Hi guys, I hope you're all alright. Now today what we're making is a lasagna, but this is a special lasagna, and also some focaccia bread as well. So I'll just run you through the ingredients, what I've got. Right, so for the lasagna I have some lean beef extra steak mince. It is on today's date, so it does need used up, so this is the reason why I'm making this today. I have some garlic, I have some passata, some tin of chopped tomatoes and some red wine. Now that will be for the sauce, and some shallots as well, I forgot to get them out. So once that's done, we have some lasagna sheets and some milk and a little bit of flour to make me white sauce, which is the easiest white sauce. And for the focaccia, I have some strong white bread flour, I have some instant dried yeast, some salt, a pinch of sugar that helps the yeast to grow, some rosemary and some extra virgin olive oil. So what I want to do is I want to get on with the focaccia first, and then while that's actually proven, we can get on with the lasagna base, the bolognese. Right guys, so I've just got about 300 mils of lukewarm water in there. You need to have it warm so it actually helps the yeast. I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of sugar and just dissolve that in there. And then, actually, I'll use my little whisk. And then my fast action dried yeast. This is a 7 gram packet that I get a pack of, I think it's about 5 or 6 in from Lidl's, next to no money at all. So you just pop that in there, whisk it all up. Best thing to do like this is because then if after about 5 minutes you don't see bubbles on the top, you know that your yeast's not working properly. So while I weigh out the rest of the ingredients, well, the flour, I'm just going to pop this to one side and then we'll weigh out the flour. Now, what I need is, right, so we'll just put that to 0, and we'll need 400 grams of strong bread flour. And let's see how I can go. I should get a bigger bowl. Nearly there. Ow, 1 gram over. Well, I'm not going to cry about that. So if you look there guys, I'll turn that round. Don't know if you can see that there. Oh, 2 grams over. I lied. Right, so that's there. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes, quick wipe down here, and then we'll get over to the mixer. Right guys, so as you can see, that's got nice and frothy on there. So I'm just going to put this into my mixer. Now I'm very lucky Ian bought me this as a present. Just pop you down here a second. A few years ago now actually. It wasn't like an anniversary or a birthday present or anything. He just says, do you want one? But I think that was for his own gain, to be perfectly honest, because obviously he's the one that gets to eat all the food. So there we go with 400 grams of bread flour that we weighed out before. Now I'm going to put a bit of salt in there, just about a level teaspoon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that up just a little bit, just so that the salt isn't all in one place. Salt does kill yeast, but for how long we're going to be doing this, it'll not have a chance. And then all of your water in, sorry, yeast in, and we'll just pull this back down. Oh, there we go, and just turn it on. Well, then turn it on. And it all gets incorporated in there. will pick up all of the flour. I'll come back once it's done that. Right guys, that's all into a big ball there now. So I'm just going to allow that to knead for about 7 minutes. Just let that crack on. Right, so while you can still hear the mixer in the background, I'm going to start the bolognese sauce. So I'll put a bit of olive oil in there. And I forgot, I also put some mushrooms in. I forgot to tell you that at the start. So get that nice and hot. And once that's hot, we're going to do the mushrooms first, because I do my mushrooms that I like to fry them hard and fast, and it just gets such a lovely flavour on them. So once this has come up to temperature a little bit, I'll get them in. Come on. Right, so the oil's nice and warm now, so I'm just going to put the mushrooms in first. Now what I do with mushrooms is, like I say, I like to do them high heat, but I also like to salt and pepper them right at the beginning. It draws out all of the water and it intensifies the flavour. Just a little bit of salt in, and then we'll get these frying off. It'll soak up all of that oil first, and then it'll literally spit it back out once they're frying. So we'll just let them, maybe it wasn't as warm as what it should have been, but we'll work with that. You see it's sizzling, so right, maybe 1 second, I'll come back to you. Right, so now these are properly sizzling. See them starting to get some colour on them. Just keep doing them and doing them until they, yeah, we need to get that crispy bit on there, because that, like I say, just intensifies the flavour. I mean, you don't have to put mushrooms in, this is just what I like to do. Right, there's 1 minute left on the mixer. So we'll just leave these going, let these crack on while I sort the mixer out. Right now guys, so that's 7 minutes. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a clean tea towel over the top of it. And where I like to do my proving is in the oven. I don't turn it on, I literally just turn the light on in the oven. And I put the racks right at the bottom. And then I'm just going to put that in there for about 45 minutes. There we go, that's that. And then we'll come back to these mushrooms. As you can see, they're really frying off now. Some nice colour on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in the shallots. And keep frying them. Till they fry down a little bit. I'll come back once it's time to put the mince in. Right, so them are all lovely and fried down now. And you could take this out and then brown the mince, but I've still got it on a pretty high heat. So I'm just going to put the mince straight in. There we go. Look at that. And then just work it. I know somebody that actually uses a potato masher to mash down the mince. I did try it once, but to be honest, it was more fat trying to get it out the mince out the holes than it was to do this. Right, so that's all sort of browned off. There's been a lot of liquid that comes out of it. what I could do is just push it to one side and put that over the high flame, see if I can reduce it a little bit. But I will probably be here for about half an hour, and we need juice anyway. So what I want to do now is, this will thicken it up. I'm going to put some tomato paste in. Again, I forgot at the beginning. I know I should write my recipes down, shouldn't I? But I've never done that. It's always been, you know, right, what we're having today. Right, that's it. Have I got the ingredients that I want? Yep, then let's just crack on. If I haven't, improvise. Just let that cook in. What I might do is just turn yours around a little bit, guys. Put you that way, because I'm going to put it on, higher heat. Probably help, won't it? That's better. Right, so now that that's in, next ingredient is optional. You don't have to. It's just every now and again I will put some red wine in with my bolognese. It just gives it a bit of a rounder flavour, I think. It's a stronger one, either for bolognese or for lasagna. Just put about half this bottle in. Just a little bottle. I got this from Aldi's. Start to do these little bottles now, and I'm not a red wine drinker, so I'll get that. And I'll just keep that for the next time I'm doing either a soup, a stew, or bolognese or lasagna. So I'm just going to let that reduce down just for a couple of minutes. Just let that bubble away, burn off the alcohol out. And while that's doing that, I'm going to put in some of my lazy garlic. And that'll not burn with all this liquid in here. That'll just go into it all. Right, so we'll just let that reduce for a little bit, and then I'll come back to you. Right, as you can see, that's all reduced down there now. So I'm going to add in a tin of tomatoes. Don't have to break them too much because it is going to cook for a bit. Probably an hour altogether. And what I'll do is I'll go and watch some rubbish afternoon TV. I'm not used to this, you see. I'm used to being at work. But I had a week's holiday that I needed to take by the end of this month. Otherwise, I was going to lose them. Sorry, at the end of this month, the end of next month. By March, so it will be the end of this month, yeah. So I was going to lose a week's holiday, and then the passata. Right. Alright, so we'll just let that go in there like that, and we'll get some nice cracker black pepper in there. There's quite a bit there, so don't just do a couple of little grinds and think, oh well, that's it. There's a lot of ingredients in there. And then also about a teaspoon of salt. Just a level teaspoon, you know, you don't have to go mad. Right. Now, I love Parmesan cheese. Absolutely love it. I would have it on everything if I possibly could. So what I do is when I come to the end, I keep the rind bits like that, and if I'm not going to use them straight away, I just put them in a bag in the freezer and then just pop it in, and that's just so that melts down and it brings out some of that Parmesan-y taste. If you don't like it, or if you don't use Parmesan in blocks like that, then it just gives it an extra little bit of flavour in there. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that down, pop the lid on, and just let that tick away. And have a bit of a clean up, and then we'll do the cheese white sauce. Right guys, so while that's just blipping away over there, I actually managed to get some whole milk today. Would you believe that? Could not find it for love nor money for the Yorkshire puddings yesterday. So about just over half of the milk, high heat. I think you've seen us do this before. Couple of dessert spoons of flour. There we go. Whisk. Looks like it's never going to mix in, but it is. Let me put a bit more milk in. It's going to do for the toppings. So high heat. I'm going to turn that bolognese down a little bit. It's bubbling like crazy there. And then just don't have to whisk it all the time. It does tend to stick a little bit on the bottom. But while we're waiting for that to come, as soon as that comes up to simmer, just a bit of salt. I think I might use a bit of white pepper this time, just so it's not big chunks of black pepper in there. I can already see a little bit of steam coming off it. Right, this is getting there now. And see it's starting to thicken up. I'm going to get rid of the whisk. Oh, whisk it everywhere. And I'm going to get this and just keep letting it go. You can see how it's getting already. There we go. It's looking lovely. I think we're about there with that, because I am going to put some cheese in this, and the cheese will thicken it up as well. So I'm just going to turn that right down. I'm also putting in some English mustard, not enough that it's actually really mustardy and blows your head off or anything like that, just about that amount, just gives it that extra bit of flavour. And just changes the colour just slightly. There we go. Right, you can see how much thicker that is now. I want to turn the heat off, and I've got some cheese here. I am putting some on the top of the lasagna. I'm just going to put a little bit in here as well. Why not? It's just all extra flavour, isn't it? If you're going to go to the trouble of making a lasagna, you want it to taste absolutely banging. Right, so just let that melt in. I have turned the heat off on that now. I'll just slowly let that go. It will go down. The cheese will incorporate in there. Now there's no butter on. You're doing a roux or anything first, the butter and the flour. This is just cold milk, flour, mustard and a bit of cheese, and obviously your salt and pepper. As you can see, that's going in there now. There we go. And what I'm going to do is with this, that's just ready. So the next bit, putting the lasagna together, is the simplest part. Now the best thing to do to stop getting the skin on is to get a bit of cling film. I hate this stuff. And then put it on the inside and lay it on the top. If you don't do this, then it will form a skin. But there we go, that's just ready until this is done, and we'll assemble it. Right guys, so there's the alarm going off for the bread, the focaccia. I'm just going to bring this out. What I'll do is is that just been bubbling away there. Can you see that? I'm going to take the lid off now. Where'd I put it? Over here. Give that a bit of a stir. I will leave the lid off now. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Just give this nice stir. You can see that rind in there. It's all melting down nicely. Leave that off, let that reduce. So just leave that there, and let's have a look at this focaccia. Don't know whether you can see, guys, just how much that's risen. Right, so the thing is about focaccia, it is an olive oil bread. So what we're going to do next is put the first lot of olive oil in. So what we need to do first, oh, I love that bit. As you can see, that's got some lovely air in it. Now if you don't have a machine to do the kneading, all you have to do is knead it by hand for about a few minutes. I'm just going to quickly show you. So if you were going to knead it by hand, you literally just turn it over, push it along. Turn it over, push it along. That's it. But what we're going to do is, see, we're going to put the first lot of olive oil in. And this is going to be a messy bit. So just put a couple of glugs of olive oil in there. And then what we're going to do is going to knead that into the bread. Just knead it in there. Looks like it's never going to incorporate at first, but it does. Just keep going with it. Just keep going. Nice squelchy noises. Just keep it going. Just want to get that all incorporated in there. Keep going with that and I'll come back. Right guys, so I've incorporated, can't even speak, that in. Now I've just lined this tin only because the only tin I've got is a loose bottomed one. So literally just put a bit of baking paper, snip the corners so it fits in there like that. And there's our focaccia, look. Literally just going to spread it out as much as what we can. Thing is, it always wants to spring back, but once it starts to prove, it will fill this up, because not only does it prove up, but it'll also prove out. Right, so I'm just going to wash my hands, obviously, put this cover back on this, put it back in the oven half an hour, and then what we'll do is we'll take it out of the oven, warm the oven up, build the lasagna, finish this, put them both in the oven at the same time so they're ready at the same time to eat. So just give me 1 second, I can't even turn the camera off until I've washed my hands. Right, nice clean hands. Just going to turn this over a little bit because I don't want it falling in on it while I've got the cover on. Right, so the bolognese is just going to tick over for half an hour. That'll reduce down. We've got the white sauce done. Focaccia's going to rise for the second time. Again, clean tea towel, back in the oven with just the light on, half an hour, jobs are done. Right, so just gonna always put a layer of your meat sauce on the bottom, otherwise your lasagna will stick and you'll never get it off. Right. So the lasagna sheets, I'm going to put one there. No, you don't have to pre-boil these. These are made so they will just take up the moisture. I'm just going to... That one was already broken, so I've just broke that one because I'll need that for the side. There you go. All your little broken pieces. Right, and another meat sauce. Oh, I forgot to take the rind out.
Oops.
That's that rind that I put in from the Parmesan rind earlier. Just get rid of that. There we go. Then what we'll do is small lasagna. This time the long ones this way. A little bit of that. Break another one up. There we go, and again. One last go on there, one there, and I might just put this one in half. Oh look, that's already done there like that again. That's the second one like that. Then there we go, one half there, there. And then the last lot, I'm going to get rid of that. And then just tip it in. To be honest, I thought I was going to have more bolognese than I needed. Right. So pop that there. Spread it out. Just over it all. There we go. And then here's our white sauce. The cheesy white sauce that I did earlier, like I say, look at that. Absolutely no skin whatsoever. That'll get rid of. Get this. And there you go. So what we do is now sorry, can you not see?
Just couldn't have the sad.
Yeah, it's probably worked the best. And then just spread. Spread your white sauce all over it. Doesn't matter if it comes up because it's going to bubble up anyway. So you're going to have some of the red coming through. We actually don't mind that.
It's home cooked food, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Michelin star. It's home cooked, good, proper food. And people say you eat with your eyes. Not so much for me. If it looks pretty, fair enough, but it's got to taste good. And if it doesn't taste good, then it's no point. So to me, I'd sooner have it tasting good.
Yeah. So we'll put that there. Now I do have the rest of that grated cheese that I had earlier. That'll go over the top. There's no measurement for the cheese, it's how much you like. If you don't like cheese, don't put it in. I don't understand anybody that doesn't like
whatever
cheese.
cheese you like on top.
Yeah,
really,
whatever cheese you want. Because to be honest, I've got a little bit
cheddar, parmesan.
Parmesan left. That I used the rind of. And I'm just going to grate some of that over the top as well as the cheddar.
Why not?
Just grate that over all the way. And there you go.
Yummy.
Put that away. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the middle shelf and the focaccia on the top. There we go. And we'll come back to you in about 30 minutes. Alright, so there's the focaccia. Whoa.
Look at that.
Just going to leave the lasagna in there for just a few more minutes.
Oh, that looks lush.
Nice and crispy. Just going to take that out.
Put it on the grill now.
There we go. And I need that's what I need. So, as you can see, it's taken up every bit of that olive oil and the water.
Ooh,
and it is.
The last time you did focaccia.
I think the last time I did it, the Bain went absolutely. The Bain, he's 33. The Bain went absolutely mental and said, "Can you make that again? Can you make that again?" And I haven't made it since.
It's lush, isn't it?
But there you go. And the way to test bread, I'm just gonna. This is the clean cloth that we had on the top. Just gonna turn this over. It's hot, so I'm gonna use that, and just hollow. And look at all them bubbles in there.
Lovely.
So that's just going to be there. Then I'm going to bring out the lasagna. Just going to get rid of this. It's time to bring the lasagna out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice stuff there, like it's nice and warm. You don't burn yourself. Look at that. Oh my god.
Now, the best thing to do with lasagna is leave it to rest for at least 15 minutes, because if you tried to take that out of there now,
you would scald your mouth.
And it would just flop everywhere, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
So
we'll come back when it's cooled, eh?
About 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes, come back, take a portion, have a bit of focaccia with it. Oh,
happy days. Happy days.
Mm-hmm. Right, so it's still red hot, but I can touch it. So I'm just going to go straight down the middle. And then
let's do a quarter each. To use your fish slice.
Yeah. Just gonna do it that way. And then straight in there. Might still be a little bit sloppy because it's still, it's easy enough to touch. It's not, but it's still red hot if you look.
Oh, that's not so bad.
There we go. Just gonna pop that in there.
Oh yes, please.
And another one. Probably a little bit in the shadows, that one, but...
Yes, we'll see.
Right, just going to move that to one side. And this is it. This is what...
Come this side.
Okay. I'm going to cut it straight down the middle.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
There you go. Nice, soft, pillowy, taking up all that olive oil, rosemary flavour. Half?
I would do it like a.
Oh, do you want to do
like
it long
a like a slice, aye?
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll do. Good for me, anyway. Lovely.
There you go.
Look at that. Yummy. Look at those beauties. Oh, look at that. Let's get a shot of that, look.
So that is my lasagna and focaccia.
Lovely and jubbly. Right, here we go. Dig in. Let me just try this lasagna. Looking forward to this. Look at that. Yummy. Oh. Oh, that is lush. That is lush. Proper.
Comfort food, isn't it?
That's comfort food. The lasagna, the bechamel's nice and creamy. The bolognese, or the ragu, whatever you want to call it, that's very tasty. The lasagna sheets are cooked perfectly. Cheese, what's not to like?
Yeah, because I did see a lot of people say that you have to boil the lasagna sheets first, but you don't have to, do you?
Right, I'm just going to try some of this focaccia. I mean, look at that.
Well, considering you're a bread connoisseur.
Whoa. Light and fluffy in the middle. Nice bit of crunch on the top. Taste the rosemary. Taste the garlic in there. That is lovely. That is really, really nice. And I mean really, 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 really nice. I'm going to dip some of this sauce. Look at that. That beats any shop-bought lasagna or focaccia. That is absolutely beautiful. 10 out of 10 for me, that, guys.
Right, guys, if you're happy with watching this, then please subscribe, comment. I love to hear your comments.
Yeah.
Really do. Love to hear every comment that you want to do.
I'm carrying on eating.
And, you know, press the like button. Really does help the channel out. And we'll be back again tomorrow with a little bit of a surprise. Maybe something a little bit different.
Good night, folks.